Hello, Twitch. Hello, any other platform that I might upload this on. We are streaming Animal Crossing. Now, I know what you may be thinking if you've been paying attention. You may be thinking that today is meant to be Pokemon Legends ZA. And you are right, because I did tell a bunch of people that I would be playing that today. And I didn't lie. I'm gonna play that later. I decided, because I've got to do something else this afternoon, I thought, you know what? Most of the time when I stream Animal Crossing, it only ends up being like an hour, hour and a half, because then there's no more stuff to do that day. So I figured I'll do Animal Crossing now and get today's stuff done, then end stream and take a break, then do another stream this evening and play Pokemon then. So I'm doing both. So today the museum is open. We have a building for the museum. Tom Nook did also mention you can hold a ceremony whenever something new is built, and I might do those just for the what's the word? I don't know, just for the ceremony of it. Just I don't know. I'm not gonna do it like every time, like later on when I end up like building bridges and stuff. Oh yeah, also we have a house, which is great because oh, that lantern's blocking my mailbox. Because yesterday we did not, which is why all this stuff is outside. All the bugs and fish that I had caught. Also, I always tell you guys what happened off screen that you missed. Now, I try not to make actual progress off screen, but what I did do off screen after I ended last stream was, first off, I finished picking up all of the weeds just to get them off the ground, and I believe I grabbed all of the cherries from the trees. They'll grow back, as you can see some already have, so they're basically infinite, and fruit is useful for some stuff. But the other thing that happened yesterday when I was, not yesterday, it wasn't yesterday, but last time when I was doing that stuff off screen is oh yeah. So now that you have a house, you can turn lights on and off. You can actually switch between like a yellow light and a white light. That's interesting. But anyway, storage. No, that's decorating mode. There is storage. You can go from your inventory and put stuff in storage. But the other thing that I did off screen, just screenshotting that so I can add it to a list later, is because I was getting all the wood, because I was hitting trees with axes. First off, I caught new bug. I took photos to help me remember. First off, I caught a bagworm because they just drop down from the trees when you shake them or hit them with an axe. I also caught the pill bug because I also hit the rocks. I believe he'll give it to me today. He will give me the free ticket today, not last time. And the other thing I did off screen, kind of by accident, was I gained the DIY for medicine. Because, as I said, I was hitting the trees to get the wood, what ended up happening was I got stung. I also caught one of those wasps, but the first one hit me. So while I had the sting, I spoke to one of my villagers, and they actually give you the DIY for medicine if you talk to them while stung. So that's what I did to get that DIY. But yeah, that was all I did off screen. That's basically it. I caught 2 new bugs because I wasn't gonna let the opportunity go. And you know, I got all the wood. Oh yeah, I also got another scorpion because I was doing that at night. So that's kind of cool. Oh yeah, now that the museum is a building, I believe we can now check. Yes, now it does properly show what's been donated and what's haven't, what hasn't. Which means we can fix this, because I don't like having stuff that's been caught and not donated. We can look at this list and basically fix it by grabbing everything that we have that I've caught here and that I left here on the ground, and we'll go through and we'll see what I need to donate. That's probably the first thing we'll do today. Is first we'll check in on the museum, because now it has a building, and then we will, we will talk to Nook, because I believe he'll have some new stuff for us to do. It does get very tiring just putting all this stuff in. There should be it would be great if there was like a highlight feature like on computers where you could drag a thing across the row and down to get all of those 2 rows and tell it put all of that in storage, you know? That would be so much easier, but no. They didn't. Oh, I didn't mean to put that away, but whatever. It can go. Let's, put everything away in storage. Not everything. We can keep the radio here. We can put the train set here. What do we got? Oh yeah, that's the new thing we just learned. And we ticked off some miles. Yes, we got some Nook miles for upgrading our house, and we just gained some for putting the stuff in storage. Pretty easy ones, you know. Oh yeah, that one for getting stung, yes. And that's all for now. Let's check what our plus ones are. Plant flowers, chop down a tree, spend bells, catch fish, and make DIYs. Pretty easy stuff. I just really want to get rid of that red dot. There we go. Okay, I don't know why I walked out, because I said that I would grab fish and bugs that I need to donate. So back in we go, and we are going to, let's just go through the Critterpedia and see freshwater goby, any other fish, and the squid. Let's see if I still have them or if I accidentally sold them. Freshwater goby and the squid. We got the squid. Do we have... No, I must have accidentally sold it. And now bugs. Of course, the wasp needs to be donated. And the bagworm and the spider and the pillbug. Okay. Wasp, yes. Bagworm, yes. Pillbug, yes. Spider, yes. Okay, so all we're missing is that freshwater goby, which I must have sold at some point. Oops. It's fine. It'll be fine. So now we have quite the collection. We've got some fruit. I've got to make sure not to sell those peaches because they won't come back. Those are not from my trees. I need to plant them at some point, but I don't feel like deciding where to plant them, you know? Because, I want to plant, like, all my out-of-town fruit, like, somewhere just in one spot, I guess. And now we've got plenty of wood. We don't have much iron, which is not gonna be very good soon because I don't know if it'll be today or the next day, but someone is going to ask us for iron and we don't have enough. Alright, let's go check the museum. Oh yeah, those flowers are growing nicely. I think I planted them last time. Oh yeah, so someone could bring me iron. I don't know if I'll resort to that just to get the progression done faster, or do it the honest way, because you can either go to, like, if you hit all your rocks in your island and you still don't have enough, you could go to Mystery Islands. They always have a rock. It just means after you've used the first free ticket, you have to pay the 2,000 miles for new tickets. Or, you can do it over multiple days when your island's rocks, respawn. I don't know which one I'll do. I don't know. I'll let you know later, I guess. But anyway, Blathers is just explaining the museum. Not much that I bothered to read, but let's donate, because all of these need to go in. Once you've played for a while, the materials and stuff, you end up having such a huge collection. But when you're just starting out, it can be so tricky. Let's talk to Nook and see what new stuff he wants us to do. Oh, he's talking to the little guy. Yep, he's ready for the shop. Okay. And yes, we did just get a home. I think our two villages might have also finally upgraded their tents to houses. I think that is tied to when you do yours, probably, something like that. Okay, the first loan is 98,000. That's not too bad. In fact, that's pretty friggin' easy for most players. For a lot of players, 100,000 bells is like chump change. But we don't have much yet. As you can see there, nothing is in the bank. That's all we have. Alright, Nook, is there anything else you wanna... Oh, well, he probably wants me to talk to the little guy about the shop. Yes. I said little guy because I couldn't remember if it was Timmy or Tommy. Yes, sure, talk to me. So he wants to build a shop, which is great and all, but it means he's going to ask us for 30 softwood, 30 hardwood, and 30, what's the other one called? Regular? Medium? I forget. And 30 iron nuggets, which, as I was alluding to before, they can be a bit annoying to get, especially if you compare them to the wood. Like, you can get the wood done in one day. If you hit all your trees, you'd have more than 30 of each kind. Easy. But the nuggets, you only have like 5 rocks in your island. Maybe it's 6 and I'm stupid. 5 or 6. And they don't give you, they can pop out like 8 things, but sometimes it's stones, sometimes it's clay. Actually, one of the rocks will give you money instead, which is great, but Okay, so I could buy some of this stuff. We'll see. I might hold off. Anything useful? No, nothing in there. You know what I think I might do? I think I might actually take the offer to get iron from someone else. So if you're still listening, that's a yes. Reason being is that I feel like it just might not be the most interesting content if I go around. I mean, hitting rocks, it won't take too long, but also then I have to find all of my rocks. And then I bet even after I hit all of my rocks, I still won't have 30, so I'd have to either wait for another day or um you know, go to mystery islands for their rocks. So I'm gonna take the offer. I hope you're still listening. Um, while I give that person a moment, I will. Well, I need a new shovel. Um, so I'm gonna do some crafting. First, let's pick up some sticks. I could also use. I've got 2 nets and 1 fishing rod. So let's. Okay, apparently no. Offer cancelled. The person I thought was gonna give me some doesn't even have any. I really should have given that person uh, the materials from my storage from my old island that I destroyed. I really should have cleaned out that storage better, but too late now. It's fine, we're gonna do things the old-fashioned way. First off, we are going to do some crafting. What else do I need to craft? Do we have clay? We do, okay. Also, we don't have a crafting bench in the house, but I left one just outside. Because the storage is in there, I guess it would have been a good idea to have one accessible outside, but also one inside the house. Because, you know, you grab materials from storage, and then you use them, and then you can put back the extras. Oh. Apparently, the new update will have not just bulk crafting, but some people are saying it looks like you might be able to access your materials from storage. I'm not 100% on that. But just for the heck of it, we made an ocarina. Let's test this out. So you can't really tell it to do different notes. I'm just spamming A the whole time and it sounds like it's playing different stuff. It's probably similar to like all the other instruments in the game where like you just push A but it appears to do different notes. I think those are usually affected by your town tune, I think, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I know. I will keep going to islands. We're gonna get the iron probably today, unless I get bored and give up or anything. We have how many was it? We have 10, so we still need 20. So I'll start by exploring my own island and hitting the rocks. Oh, also, if you have a really, really good memory, you might remember that there was a rock just about here, really close to my house. And I think that was something I did off screen when I was getting the wood last time, is that I did eat a fruit and then hit that. Maybe I did that on stream, I can't remember. I ate a fruit and then hit the rock to get rid of it because it was in a bad place. So yeah, you can do that, by the way. You eat a fruit, you're able to destroy rocks, and then they'll respawn somewhere else the next day. People have actually used that method and tried to get all their rocks in a very specific spot, because they would like put furniture items all around the island to like block the rocks from spawning everywhere except for the spots they want. It looks like a tiring process, but like people do it. So yeah. Let's talk to Renee. We do need to talk to both of our villagers today. We are getting stuff for a shop. Okay, what did she give us? Oh, she gave us a shovel. Well, that's nice of her. We just made one, but it's always good to have an extra for when one breaks, especially because the one she gave us is a shovel, a not flimsy shovel. And something she alluded to is that you can get new DIYs today. Maybe that maybe that changed. Okay, I guess they didn't upgrade their tents yet. That might have changed either when the museum was built or when my house was built. I'm not sure which one because they happened at the same time. But yeah, apparently there is a new set of DIYs that I can buy. So next time I'm in there, I will buy that from the Nookling. Ooh, 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 yes. Paper kite butterfly. Do we read it, fly it, or spread it on toast? Haha, paper kite butterfly. Hello, Bam. Yes, we are getting stuff for a shop. And he gave us iron. I love that his line, it's actually correct when he said I was going to use them to make free weights, because you can, if you have the DIY for it, you can make a sort of, what's the word? Dumbbell? Yeah, you can make one of those dumbbell thingies as a DIY, and you make it out of iron nuggets. We did spawn a pill bug when we hit that rock, but I wanted to make sure that we got all of the stuff to spawn out before I worry about a bug, which has disappeared because I took too long, but it's fine because we already got one and gave it to the museum, and we can always get another one. And we'll get that while we're here. Common blue bottle. Okay, so there was that rock down there, one here. I'm trying to make sure I start to remember the locations of my rocks. Once you've been playing long enough, you start to remember where they all are. The other tricky thing is if any of my rocks are in the upper levels, then they'd be inaccessible. I'm actually not sure if the game is nice enough to not spawn them there, or if the game doesn't care and makes some of them inaccessible. I'm not sure. Hopefully the game is nice and it starts you with all your rocks on ground level, because we also don't have a ladder yet. We get the ladder DIY soon-ish. It might be next play day when Nook asks us to build 3 houses. I guess I missed one spot. When Nook asks us to build 3 houses, that's when he gives us the ladder, only because he wants us to make a flower wreath for one of the furniture items, and as you can see up there, the flowers are all on the upper levels to start. And yes, there are flowers in the shop that we can plant, but oh, we've got no net anymore. See, I'm always saying, make sure you have a spare, because if your only one breaks and now you don't have one, and then you see bugs, you're gonna miss out. Oh well, too bad. We are getting this rock, and that's the money rock. But yes, there are flowers you can buy in the shops and plant, but I think they're always going to be different flowers from the ones on your upper level that are going to be the ones needed for the wreath. So you can't like cheat the, well, you can cheat the system if you like went to a friend's island and they've got the flowers you need. But yeah, we're hitting the rocks and we're gathering the fossils while we're here. I was right. Look, there is one rock that's up there, inaccessible. We're getting there though. We've got 13 nuggets, plus there was 10 that I left in storage. We need 7 more. I've already lost count of how many rocks we've seen. And if we can't quite get enough from this island, then we can go to the Mystery Islands. I'm not going to bother picking up all those shells right now because, they'll take up inventory space and that's kind of limited right now. I think the next inventory extension that you get with Nook Miles, I think the next one will be made available only once you get the resident services building, because it wasn't in the machine last I checked. But yeah, here's one more rock. Probably the last one. I think we've done a full circle of the island. So let's get what we can from this one, and then I think we'll be going to a mystery island. Now, because we haven't had the ability to place houses down yet, this mystery island that we're going to soon, unfortunately, will not have a villager that we can invite. So yeah, that comes later. But let's try for this fish while it's here. It's a neon tetra, and I see you down there. That is a pond skater, and I just remembered I am out of nets anyway. We're gonna want to make some more of them. Yeah, we're gonna need. We've got one fishing rod, so let's make, I guess, 2 nets and 1 more fishing rod to hold us over. So I'm gonna shake this tree for a bit to get enough branches. Let's see, we already have 2, so we're at 8. I want 15 so I can make 3 things. Sometimes it might seem like the tree has stopped giving you branches, and you can switch to another tree, but you can just keep shaking infinitely, and it will drop new branches. I don't think they ever run out. They just it's just kind of luck if they do a blank or if they drop one. Alright, we'll take one of these. And 2 of these. God, I can't wait for bulk crafting. That's literally the best thing in the update. Bulk crafting. Of course, when the update comes along, I'm gonna stream and show off all the new content. The hotel thing does look pretty cool. And you know, the collab stuff, the like Zelda and Splatoon stuff, it all looks cool enough. I might actually get the amiibos so then I can show off those new villages with like Tulin and Minera. We should take this stuff to the museum while we're at it, and let's grab, so close, we have 25 nuggets. I'll drop that on the ground so that we don't have to go back into the house. Yeah, all that stuff is new, and the fish. And let's tick off, what's it? Oh, of course, because we got bugs. Okay, yeah, let's get going. I'll drop the nuggets on the ground. Actually, I should have dropped 30 of each wood while I was at it, so I will still need to go back into the house at some point, but whatever. Let's talk to Bam. Let's have a proper conversation, because last time he was just like, you're getting stuff for a shop. Which muscles would you rather work on? I'm not usually a muscle person. I did have a gym membership a few years ago, and I did try to go sometimes. You know, I mostly did like cardio, like treadmill or bike, but I also switched between doing that and a weights machine. So I did sometimes lift or like not lift, but like those machines where you pull the handle and you can adjust how much weight it's pulling. So I don't know, I'm gonna click biceps. Okay, apparently it says a lot about me. It's just silly text. It doesn't mean much. Let's have one more talk. Yes, I did get a house, so he's acknowledging that. But yeah, let's pop into the museum, and then we'll be going to the Mystery Island. So, Nook doesn't physically hand you the first ticket. He just tells the dodos that he owes you one. And the cool thing that I noticed once about these free tickets, um, it's not just the resident representative. Those of you who might have shared a Switch with someone would know any player who starts, they get a freebie right after they, I believe, right after they upgrade their house. Oh wow, we already got a double? Interesting. Which means if you really wanted to not spend Nook miles, you could do a little trick where you start a second user and then you just plop their tent somewhere, play just enough to get the let's see what that one was. Was it? Okay, it's a tiny thing. It looks like some kind of lizard. You know, I might leave it here and later when I'm like decorating outside, I could put like a mini display thing outside the museum and include this little guy. So I'll leave that here. But what I was saying was that you can cheat the system, start a second player, play just enough, and then they go into the airport and they've got a freebie ticket here, and then they can go to a mystery island. Which means if you have an open plot and you want to go villager hunting, then you can do that because any any player on the island can encounter villagers and convince them to move there. Yes, I want to fly. We are going to a mystery island. Let's go. Yes, I believe we've got all the tools we'll need. We don't have a ladder, but we won't need one. So I actually heard a nice fact, which is where if you don't bring a ladder, you won't get an island that has cliffs you need to climb. The island you go to, it might still have cliffs, but it won't be that design where the villager that you meet is up on the cliffs. They're not going to lock you out of talking to the villager. So yeah, now it's raining because these mystery islands can have different weather. I can see in the background they've got cherry trees, which is a little annoying because we already have cherry trees natively. So that sucks that we're not getting any new fruit from here. Come here. Or not. Okay. Well, here's a rock. There is a villager here. Actually, I think we can talk to him and convince him to come. And then he might go into one of the first plots. That's a she. The name is Tammy. Yes, want to live on my island. She's probably going to call Nook and he'll say, well, we don't have any plots, but she might still get put into the, like, imaginary queue. because the game sort of keeps track of a queue and has a few villagers lined up to move in when it's ready for one. We'll grab the weeds and stuff while we're here, might as well, because, you know, otherwise we'll just leave them behind. What we're not going to grab is tree branches, because that's a waste of inventory space, because as I've shown off, they are infinite. They spawn infinitely. You can just shake any single tree a billion times and you'll get more. Well, you'll have to pick up the ones that are on the ground first, because objects need a spot to fall to. But yeah. Stupid fish, come on. Just see the thing. There we go. There we go. It did scare off the other one, but oh well. We got a crucian carp. Is that new? No, I think we did already have that one. I'll grab this bigger fish as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. I nearly hit the button at 3. That twitchy finger, man. We caught a black bass. B-A-S-S spells bass. We will pick up that tree branch briefly because we need to get it out of our way because we had to dig a hole there. The tree also helped because then one less hole to dig. But let's see, there's 2, 3, and there's a whole nother rock we didn't hit yet, so yeah. 4, okay, we're pretty much almost there. I believe we had 25 back home. So as long as we get at least one more from the other rock, we're good. Excuse me. Just a sec. Okay, I'm here. That was longer than a sec, but I didn't bother popping up the intermission screen. I accidentally picked up the flower, which what I grabbed was just the top of it. That is something new to New Horizons. You know, in previous games, you just pick up the whole flower, but here you can pick up the tops, and you can use them for some crafting, including that wreath I mentioned earlier. But other than that, you can't just like plant the tops to get new ones, I don't think. So like, I don't want to keep the tops. You can dig up the whole entire flower. I'm not gonna do that right now because, wait, is that an orange? Oh, there goes that shovel. Oh, it's okay, we've got a spare. No, that was yellow. For a moment it looked orange. Yeah, when it's in bud form. But yeah, we do have a spare shovel in case there is another rock on this island. We have enough, we got 6 iron nuggets. That's like 1 more than what we needed. So we are good to leave, but I might as well grab any materials I can while I'm here. Oh, also the coconuts. We might as well grab those. And then if I have inventory space, I might grab, what's the word? my god, I blanked. If I have inventory space, then I might grab more stuff like fish and bugs and maybe the fruit. But we have cherries on our island anyway. But, you know, might as well fill a whole inventory because you can't come back here. Okay, I must have somehow messed that up because the last one didn't spawn, but it's fine. Oh yeah, I do have my flimsy axes, so if I really wanted to, I could also hit the trees here. But, yeah, they do have fossils on these mystery islands. Usually just like one. Of course, it might depend which mystery island. Most of them are something sort of like this, where there's like, you know, a few rocks, some trees, um, this kind of thing. But then there are the more special and rare ones, like Scorpion Island, or maybe it was Tarantula Island. Basically, it's set up for catching tarantulas. And I've been there like once, and it was amazing. Because even if they hit you and you like die, you just respawn there. So then you can just keep catching them until you run out of inventory space. Got it. I was not expecting it to do it on the first hit, but it did. That's a sea bass. Okay, we've still got one more row of space. I could just grab fish and bugs. They're always good for selling. And of course the first one goes to the museum. The other thing is that sometimes I prefer not to sell my fish and bugs to the Nooklings. And instead, I'll keep them in my storage and then sell them when Flick or CJ... Hang on, quiet. Not yet. There we go. I need quiet to hear the fish. I know you can kind of see it go down, but like hearing it feels easier for me. Let's grab the Nook Miles. But yeah, I actually prefer to keep my fish and bugs and like in storage, because then I just save them for when Flick or CJ come to town, and then I do a big sell because they pay a lot more. Of course, it can take up a lot of space in storage doing that, but like, it's money efficient. Come on, fishies. They're really not having it today. Oh, that one saw it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it! If it hasn't happened by 4, then obviously it's gonna be the next one, because it can only go maximum 5. Yeah, I guess I'm not gonna grab the cherries, because we've got plenty of them back home. I might just keep catching fish and bugs here. Wait. 2, 3. Yeah, might as well get the fish and bugs. Pale chub. I believe that's new. Can we get one of those pond skaters? Sometimes I call them surskits, because that's what that's based on. There's also a surskit in, Mario Sunshine, in Bianco Hills. Yes, I know it's not a surskit, but you know what I mean. It looks like one of those little guys. It's also only got 4 legs, which is odd, because, you know, most bugs have 6. Or 8 if you count, like, spiders, arachnids, you know. But, yeah, these little guys have 4 legs. Look, there. Just the 4. How much space have we got? That much. I guess let's just catch a few more fish and stuff. Oh yeah, if I really wanted to, I could go diving. I think I did bring my wetsuit. No. No. Now, I did bring my wetsuit, so I could also get stuff from, diving. But, I don't know, I'm not gonna bother with that. Eventually I will get to a point where I'm willing to play off screen. Oh, we actually needed that because we've got one in storage. Yeah, eventually at one point I will start playing more off screen and like doing like catching fish and bugs and everything else once there's like no more progress to make. If that happens like before the update comes, which there's plenty of time before the update, so I think it will happen. Where, you know, I've gotten to the point where it's like, okay, um, we've done all the progress, we've got 10 villagers, we've done the KK thing, and at that point it's like, okay, this basically also becomes my personal island, and I will play it for fun, but I will also continue streaming because there's more gameplay to enjoy. Things like I might play the Happy Home, what do you call Happy Home Paradise Vacation thing. I might play that on stream and just have some chill streams where people can jump in at any point because it's just repetitive making, designing vacation homes. I might play that for a while if I don't have, you know, new stuff to do on my regular island. But yeah, we'll see what I end up doing. Okay, one more spot, and then we'll get going, and then we can give the Nooklings their materials. Got it. Yeah, we're catching pretty much the same group of a few fish, but yeah. Alright, take me home, buddy. Yes, I'm ready. Lifting off, November Oscar Whisker. That means now. He's talking in the, what do you call, the phonetic alphabet. Alright, first let's stop in the museum to donate any, new stuff we caught there. Then, um, I'll have to run into the house to get the wood from storage, because I didn't think ahead. I should have dropped the wood outside while I was at it, but I didn't. It's fine. First, we want to assess the one fossil we got, and then we can donate. It'd be great if you could do it in like one conversation where you tell him, okay, assess everything in my inventory and then donate anything you don't already have. That's what you should be able to do. If you are just assessing one single fossil, you can actually donate it, but no, I don't want to hear about whatever dinosaur that was. But yeah, yeah, take these. I don't know why I clicked the last one when it's a repeat. He's not going to take repeats, of course, so he will leave one of them in my inventory. Alright, that's that done. So, let's run home to our storage and get the wood, and then we can give it to the Nooklings. You can see during this time, the other Nookling walks around town. I think he gives you some advice if you talk to him, but yeah, you don't really need to talk to him. He does that, you know, until the shop gets built, and then both Nooklings work at the same time and work, you know, the full opening hours, which kind of sucks for them because, like, really, they don't need to both work at the same time. They should take shifts, but they, don't. I saw a video suggesting things that would be great to have like in the next Animal Crossing game or something. And one thing they suggested was like if we could see the worker characters like outside of work. The problem is that, you know, if you've got a shop, the character who runs the shop, you know, if we were to change it so that the shop, you know, if so that they only work a 9 to 5, that means that the shop would close at 5, and you know, most players wouldn't be happy with that. So, you know, they need to work the full opening hours. Unless what you do is, in order to give the worker characters shorter shifts, what they could do is have multiple worker characters. So then they can take it in shifts and you can see them in their daily life. You could even do something where the villagers themselves, you know, like blur the lines between who's a villager and who's a worker, and make it like the villagers can get jobs, you know? Sort of like in the happy home thing, um you actually, when you make establishments, you actually pick, wait, we need to pick where the shop is going to go. When you make establishments in happy home, you actually pick where the you actually pick people you have made homes for to work at those establishments. Anyway, where do I want the shops? Hmm. I thought of one place, but then I kind of doubted it, thinking, what if that's where I want to put houses, you know? Okay, I'll show you one place I was considering. I was thinking, and I do plan on putting my Able Sisters next to the Nooklings to have like a shopping district thing. Oh look, an extra iron I didn't pick up. I was thinking of putting it like here, you know? And have this sort of back area be the shopping area. Now, I could also do like the opposite and have it be across here. But if I did that, that means one of the shops is like next to the beach, which is fine. I'm just not sure if I want that. I could, or I could just decorate this area and like make it like a beachfront activity area. I'm not sure. I can always move them later, but you know, I want to pick a good spot now. I might just go with here. The only risk to that is like I was thinking, well, what if I want to put like some villager houses along here? It'd be great if I already had the ladder and then maybe I could put the shops up there, but I can't. It's a tricky decision for sure. Actually, maybe somewhere like around here could be the shopping area. Maybe this little spot. Maybe. Or maybe I'll make that a house zone. Oh, I am so torn. This would be a good shopping area because it's not too far from the plaza and you can like connect it nicely. But I don't know. You know, I kind of like this spot. Okay, move over. Move over. One spot over. It's a very long spot. No, because then there's stuff at the back there. I don't like that it leaves empty space at the back there. Excuse me. I might make this a housing area or something else. I think I'm gonna go back to my other idea of it being up here. We'll try and line it up with, like, you know, the edge of that cliff. Yeah, hang on. I know how we can finesse this. Let's put this down so we can see. Yeah, that's where we want the corner to be. Oops, I meant to put that here. It doesn't matter. That's where we want the corner of this Nook shop to be. So let's try and line it up. No, take one step forward. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Hang on. Let's not waste these cherries because they're about to be destroyed. And then it was about here. No, one step forward. One step forward. There we go. I'm happy with that. There we go. So now, next time we play, we should have a shop. And I think that might be the point of no more progression for today. I could be wrong. Let's tell the Nookling that we placed his shop down, and we'll talk to Nook and we'll see if he wants to let us do any more progress, or if he wants to wait for the shop to be built. Let's see. You, talk to me. Oh yeah, the other thing I said I'd do while I was here is tell me what's for sale. We do have... No, we actually don't have a new DIY thing yet. Maybe, I guess it'll appear when the shop comes. Or maybe it's in the machine that I was thinking of. Yes, okay, the other tools are here, so I'm gonna get that. And while we're at the machine, let's see what other one-time purchases we can afford. Because, you know, it unlocks stuff. Let's see, well, we can get the custom design thing. We can also get some of the hair stuff. Let's well, we can't get more than one of these. Let's get the custom design thing, and we'll grab one of the hairstyles things. You do need a mirror to change into them, which I believe we did get the DIY for a table mirror. I just haven't bothered to craft it yet. So we'll do that soon, just to show off some of the hairstyles. Or I guess if I don't want to bother crafting it right now, I could wait until I've bought both the pop and cool, and then show it all off at once. That's what I might do. Because if I want to craft the table mirror, I have to go into my house to get wood, back out of the house to go to the crafting bench, and then, yeah. Well, actually, I could bring the crafting bench into my house. That works too. So yeah, we can't afford the other one right now. But let's see if Nook wants to let us do anything else, or if he wants us to wait for the shop to be built. Yes, he's saying, well, thank you for bringing the materials, but that's all we can do today. I think let's finish off the stream with a ceremony for our museum. And then we'll end the stream pretty soon. I find it weird that there's like a big gap there between Blathers and Renee, but I guess this is everyone we have. Well, the Nooklings didn't bother to join us. Oh well. But yeah, the island is developing, and that is nice to see. I will celebrate these ceremonies, you know, for the first few things, like the proper, like, progress, non-repeatable things. Once we start building bridges and inclines, which you also get a ceremony for, I might not attend some of those. Maybe for like the very first bridge or something, but that's about it. Good for us. We got the museum today. Alright, time for the party poppers. This was a cool thing. I liked that they sort of brought back, because in New Leaf, you know, this ceremony happened every time you made a public works project. And that's pretty cool. But yeah, I think, oh yeah, they also gave us some rewards for, I'll show off that wall. They gave us some rewards for giving materials for the shop. We also, wait, what have we caught that we did? We donated those. We did. Yeah. We've also gained some new DIYs, which are some tools. They're pretty much more durable versions of what we had. You know, the stone axe, you know, gets wood like the flimsy axe. Same old. Except the regular axe is different in the sense that 3 hits means it cuts down the trees. Oh yeah, we also got the Pro Design Maker. Pro Designs were actually invented in City Folk, or Let's Go to the City, and it basically, the difference between a Pro Design and a regular is that you can make the sleeves different, you know. We can also make like different, you know, tank top, short sleeve, button up, uh, a jumper and a hoodie and a long coat. We can also make different dresses, and hats, different type of hats. Let's make a hoodie. Let's make... I don't even know what I wanted to make. I did not mean to click that. I didn't mean to hit save. Big oops. Let's actually make something. Just on the fly, let's make a hoodie. Let's go for a nice blue. Blue background. I'm literally making this up as I go along, you guys. Let's do purple for like the, what do you call those bits at the end of the sleeves? You know what I mean? You know what I mean. And we'll do the same to the bottom here. I just need to figure out where it comes up to. Okay, not there, not that row. Perfect. Whoopsie, why did I do that? Switch back to the purple and go along the bottom here. Yes, I'm making this as I go along, right here on stream, just for the heck of it. We are making a hoodie, just because I felt like it. We could also do the hood in this purple accent color, but I think I won't, because it can be really tricky to actually tell where the hood actually is, you know, like there. You can, it's more just trial and error, you know, you gotta put some designs and see, on the left bottom there, on the actual, hoodie, where the dot appears. Like that is not on the hood. That's not quite on that is just barely on the hood, yes. So we could do like this. We're actually getting it pretty well. That is kind of going off the hood. Yeah, okay, we get that one went off the hood. That's going off. there, and then we just copy what we did on the other side. That's going off. Whoopsie. Oh yeah, that didn't work. We need to fill it in properly. Yeah, that worked out nicely. Now we just got to do the same on the other side with the back of the hood. So now we need to figure out once again that is not on the hood. That dot is on the hood. That looks like it's going just off. That one's on. That one's a bit off. I know, riveting commentary. But yeah, this is the designing process for anyone who somehow doesn't know. That's going a bit off. Yeah, I think we're at the bottom of it. And now we just mirror what we had. Yep, and then we do this. So yeah, now we've got a nice accent color purple on the ends of the sleeves and the bottom and on the hood. So if you want to make multiple hoodies, you could like, once you've worked out like where the hood is, you could like just use that as a template and like make a copy of the hood and, you know, just I feel like we could do with some sort of design on the front. But maybe not. Maybe we could be done with just this simple thing. I don't know. I don't know. I guess less is more, and a nice plain hoodie is always good. I just feel like it could do with something, but I don't know what, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. So yeah, it's always good to do that, and then you've got a nice little template, and then you could like make a copy of it and change the colors, and oh, I think we actually got miles for making a pro design. Yes, we did. But yeah, we picked up our crafting table so that we don't have to walk back outside. That one does look like it fits better outdoors though. But let's see this wall. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's better than the white wall for now. We got this shirt. I'm not really into it. We got some pants. They're red though. I'm not really into it. I'm gonna put on our new hoodie. And then let's put that crafting table down. Oh, step back a bit. Let's put that crafting table down because we were going to craft a mirror. That's what we were going to craft. I believe it just needs normal wood. Yes. Oh, it did need an iron nugget, but we were holding one. We could do more crafting if we really wanted to get furniture. You know, we could get a table, but I'm not going to bother. So let's fix up this house. Actually, let's put this in our inventory so that I remember to put it back outside next time I play. Just because that one looks better outside, and soonish I know there will be another crafting table that we can get soon. So let's grab this cardboard box to put the mirror on it. Yeah, and that's all we've got in storage. I believe these fish are just repeat ones, so I might leave them in there and sell them later. Maybe wait until Flick and CJ come to town, maybe? I don't know. I think you might need a building resident services for that. But yeah, we have a few new hairstyles. We got braids. I sometimes wear this. I used to do braids sometimes in real life back when my hair was longer. We got these little pigtails. Nice ponytail. Oh my god. So when this game first came out, I absolutely loved the detail of like not just the texture, but like the way it moves, the way it bounces. Like look at this. Look at the ponytail move. We got a nice little bun with some bits hanging down. I think all of the new stuff is like from this spot onwards. Um, yeah, this was already here from the start. This obviously, that one, and I think that one are there from the start. This one I'm not 100% on. I think that might be the start of the new. And then, yeah. We also have, of course, other ones here. That's a nice little short style. I actually kind of don't mind that. That one's kind of cute. That one's messy, and then the rest of these are not really my style. That one could work for like, a short-haired feminine person who likes a nice little short style. That one kind of works even for a girl, is what I'm saying. Of course, there is no such thing as a boy style or a girl style, especially in this game where they did away with that stuff, and it's really cool. I think let's go for the braids just to change it up a bit. The rest of the stuff is still new. I mean, the rest of the stuff is not new. That's what I meant to say. Oh my god. Let's take off the hat. I don't really like how it looks. It looked alright with that sailor top because the white matched, but now not so much. But because there's no more progression, and I believe Nook is waiting for the shop to be built to give us more progression, I think this is where I'm actually going to end it off for today. Or at least this is where I'm going to end off the Animal Crossing. Because, as I said at the beginning of the stream, in case you weren't here to hear that, I promised that I would play Pokemon Legends ZA today. And I still will. I am going to end stream now because I want to give myself a little break, maybe like an hour or so. But that means if you're interested in watching me play Pokemon Legends ZA, I'm totally blind, by the way, trying to stay spoiler free. I played about 5 hours last Monday, and I'm continuing today. So if you're interested in watching that, drop a follow. It costs nothing in case you're getting follow mixed up with a sub. Drop a follow so you'll get the notification when I go live again. And then I'm going to be playing ZA fairly soon in like maybe an hour or two. I don't know if I'll go for another 5 hours or do less or maybe even more if I'm really loving it. I don't know. But yeah, if you want to watch, see you then. Bye, guys.